Let's talk about a core idea about building wealth that I think most people get completely wrong. It's not really about how the rich save their money. It's about the powerful system they use that makes traditional budgeting almost, well, irrelevant. The image we all have in our heads is one of extreme frugality, right? We picture millionaires with spreadsheets, tracking every single dollar, pinching every penny, and for sure skipping their daily coffee. We've been sold this narrative that this is the only way to get rich. But honestly, that's mostly a myth. The truly wealthy don't get rich by constantly playing defense with their money. No, instead, they build these powerful, automated financial systems that are all about playing offense. And when you do that, the whole act of day-to-day, painful budgeting, it just becomes unnecessary. So, to really get their approach, we first have to look at the way most of us are taught to handle money, what you could call the middle-class trap. It's a strategy that's just fundamentally limited because it's built entirely around defense, not growth. This is the classic budget, you know. You earn your money, you spend it, and then at the end of the month, you look back and try to figure out where it all went, right? And then you try to cut back. Think about someone we'll call Tom. He earns a decent salary, maybe $60,000 a year. He tracks all his expenses, and he manages to save a couple $100 a month. And yeah, he feels responsible, but his income never really goes up. His budget is a tool for survival, not a plan for escape. And think about the mindset behind that question. It is 100% reactive. It's all about looking in the rearview mirror at what you've already spent, usually with a little bit of guilt or regret. It keeps you focused on what's already gone. And boom, here's the shift. The wealthy aren't asking where their money went. They're asking a totally different question, a forward-looking, proactive question. Their entire focus is on building systems that make them money automatically. It's a complete 180 in perspective. Okay, so theory is one thing, but a real-world example just makes the difference crystal clear. So let's look at the story of two people that perfectly shows these two financial mindsets in action over a couple of decades. So let's meet Michael and Robert. They're starting from the exact same place, both pulling in $70,000 a year. Michael, he follows the conventional path. He's a careful manager of his money, budgets, saves a respectable 15%. Robert, on the other hand, he's a builder. His priority is automating his investments, actively buying assets, and he even starts a side business. They both put in 2 decades of work, each sticking to their strategy. Now, you'd probably expect a difference in where they ended up, but the sheer scale of that difference, it's honestly staggering. So after 20 years of responsible budgeting and saving, Michael the manager, he built up a net worth of about $200,000. And look, by any conventional measure, that's not bad at all. He played a solid defensive game and he preserved his capital. But Robert, the builder, he ended up with a net worth of over $2 million, 10 times more. Same starting line, same amount of time, but a radically different system led to a profoundly different life. So here's the crucial point. Michael spent all his energy managing what he already had. Robert spent his energy building machines, assets, and systems that went out and made more money for him. That is the fundamental difference right there. So how in the world did Robert build that incredible lead? Well, he used a system that basically flips the traditional budget on its head. Let's call it budgeting backwards. For most people, the cash flow goes like this. Income comes in, expenses go out, and then if there's anything left, that's what gets saved. The wealthy just reverse it. Income comes in, and the very first thing to go out is their investment. They pay themselves first, period. Expenses are only paid with whatever is left over. And listen, this isn't just some clever accounting trick. It is a massive psychological shift. When your investing is automated and it happens first, it just becomes the default. It's not a choice you have to struggle with every month. You just automatically learn to adapt your lifestyle to the money that's left, which means your wealth-building engine is always running. Okay, so we get the process. Invest first. But what's the actual goal of that investing? Where does the money go? This brings us to the next core principle, the asset focus rule. The goal here isn't just to pile up money in a savings account. The goal is to acquire assets. And an asset is really simple. It's something that puts more money into your pocket. That could be stocks that pay you dividends, a business that generates profit, a rental property, or even intellectual property that earns royalties. This quote just perfectly captures the entire mindset. The defensive player asks, how can I cut my $10 Netflix bill? The offensive player asks, how can I build an asset that pays for my Netflix bill forever? One is focused on scarcity, the other is all about abundance. And this is a really critical takeaway. Look, while tracking your spending has its place, true wealth isn't the result of 1,000 tiny little optimizations. It's the result of a few huge, high-impact decisions. Choosing the right career, your core investment strategy, maybe starting a business. Getting one of those macro decisions right is worth more than a lifetime of skipping lattes. So, how do you actually put all of this into practice? Let's boil everything down into a clear, actionable game plan that you can use to start playing financial offense starting today. Here it is, step by step. First, automate your investing and aim for a significant chunk of your income. Second, decide on a fixed amount for your lifestyle and stick to it. Third, any extra money that comes in, like a bonus or a raise, gets reinvested, not spent on lifestyle upgrades. Fourth, your focus has to be on buying assets, not just stacking cash. And finally, number 5, you have to learn to ignore the daily market noise and just trust the system. And that's really the fundamental choice it all comes down to. Traditional budgeting is playing defense. Its goal is just to survive, and its focus is on cutting. The wealthy system, that's offense. Its goal is to escape the rat race entirely, and its focus is on building income streams and acquiring assets. And that's the question I really want to leave you with. Take a hard look at your own financial life. Are your habits, your systems, your entire mindset, are they designed to simply survive and manage what you have? Or are they designed to attack, to grow, and to build something much, much bigger? Is your money playing defense, or is it playing offense?